nothing revolutionary at all. But this is just how we have started to kind of introduce and build this into some of the things that we do, within our offensive scheme. So right here, day one stuff right here, you're going to see one of our base run concepts here with a built-in RPO to the backside. Okay, so it's just going to be a bubble RPO with the outside receiver going to block most dangerous. Okay, so something that we've done a lot of over the past. And nothing crazy there. But then as you continue to develop in the offense, you go through a couple installs. We get to the season now, and now we can build it in with that motion, right? So you've gone through the tempo version of it. Now we put in the motions, the shifts of it all, and so you see this motion right here that exactly married the same motion that we just ran with the verticals, with the switch verticals there. And now we're just throwing it with a bubble RPO, right? So we're mirrored double bubbles on each side with a base zone scheme up front. If the quarterback likes to run, we can hand it off. If the defense doesn't adjust, outside receivers blocking most dangerous. They're in a quarters look right here, so you see all the underneath defenders having a bump all the way across the formation. Okay, now as a drive starter right here, again, now you've got a single high zone. You see the defenders adjusting to it by rocking the secondary. The spin down safety now becomes the most dangerous, so you've got your bubble down here at the boundary. Again, that exact same 3x1 to 2x2 motion, presenting the illusion that we're running that switch verticals. You see the corner, he's playing pretty soft. He feels the threat of that. And now we're just throwing a bubble behind the line of scrimmage, getting the ball in one of our best ball carriers' hands, and he's one-on-one with the corner. So we'll take that matchup every day. This is actually a clip of our first spring practice in 2023. Day one install, running Y cross in true air raid fashion. Whether you want to run Y cross, depending on what you want to do on the front side of it with a vertical and a speed out, 10-yard out. You can run it with an inside fade and a hitch. A lot of teams have started running some shake concepts with it. Whatever that may be, you've got your true cross principle coming from the backside with your cross and your backside curl, post dig, whatever you want to put on the backside there. And so again, this is a very Manila day one install play that we have and that we've worked on quite a bit throughout spring ball, throughout fall camp. And then you get into the games now, and we present that exact same look again, that 3x1 to 2x2 motion. At this point, this is the second half of this football game. This defense at this point in the game had seen 3x1 to 2x2 motion switch verts. They had already seen inside run with double bubble. And now in the second half, they're seeing fake bubble with a stalk and go by the X receiver, and you're getting wide cross coming from the field. Okay, so, we're just trying to make it look very, very similar and present the same look, give a sense of relevancy to some of the things that the defense has seen, whether it was earlier in the game or whether it was earlier that week in film study. One of our base run schemes here at UIW has been GT counter. It's been pretty good for us. So as a lot of teams do, whenever they run a lot of GT counters, that you'll run GT tunnel screen. So here it is in static look, day one install with the tight end going out to kick out the corner. You've got your center after the back block right there, simulating the back block. Now he becomes your alley player, and you got the tunnel screen to the single receiver, and he's off and running there. So, a pretty base play for us, a day one install type of play that we get going into. And now we package it once we continue moving down the install list and putting it in with motions. Okay. And another big thing that we try to do here is, as a complement to switch verts, we try to build in things that are going to be good against things that defenses usually try to stop down the field throws with. So whether that's going to be pressures or whether that's going to be drop eight coverage, a lot of times some of this underneath screen game is going to be pretty effective for this. So catch the defense in a pressure here. And then we got the tunnel screen. Still, the tight end is still going to kick that out. It's the exact same rule, same principle, same exact, same everything for the tight end that's motioning across. Now, the only difference is he's not aligning the wing. He's starting at the number 3 receiver position and motioning across the formation to go do his same exact job. And another quick, easy hit. This is going to be an H-back slide. He's sliding across the formation. Now our receivers are going to be blocking up on the perimeter to the field. A lot of teams do this across the country, and now you can be pretty creative to start manufacturing touches for your ball carriers. Who do you want to touch this football? Do you want it to be your tight end, your H-back? Do you want it to be a second back in the backfield? Do you want it to be a receiver? You can get pretty creative with it, and that's some of the stuff that we've done. So again, you show the 3x1 presentation and just trying again to complement that switch verts look, since it's such a big part of our throw game. You pause it right here. And this is the best part about this play is that as you pause it right here, yes, it's a little bit different for the receivers because there's a snap point and motions and stuff like that. But for the quarterback position and for the offensive line, who are typically the guys that are having to do the most thinking, the most communicating, the most processing on a snap by snap basis, for those cats, this is the exact same play. Right, the exact same play from wherever that ball snapped, as we just saw from that day one install clip. And so anytime we have the opportunity to take a little bit off those guys' plates, the big guys up front or the quarterback taking the snap, we try to make it a little bit easier for those guys as we continue to move throughout the season. And then lastly here, this will be the last clip of it. Again, base day one install. This is going to be a running back screen. So whether it's going to be a running back slip screen up underneath, a swing screen over the top, however you want to run it. There's a lot of different ways that you can run running back screens. And so not a true day one install piece for us, but once we install it out of a true 2x2 set, then you can start getting kind of creative. And again, this same 3x1 to 2x2 motion now provides us with a little bit of window dressing, gives us a man zone ID for the quarterback to see what's going to happen right here. And then off that same motion, now the quarterback beats the blitzer, running back slips him right now. And now you've got the play side tackle as the escort block out into the end zone right there. Those were all the 3x1 going to 2x2 motions. Here's a couple of the 2x2 going to 3x1. And really all this comes down to, and what's been important for us to keep in mind as we build this package and as we build our offense is trying to stay true to some of the, the air raid ideology that got us here. And that is, trying to find ways to get your playmakers the ball in space. And so whether that's throwing them RPOs or creating quick, easy touches on the perimeter, or whether that's, designing screens and throwing the ball behind the line of scrimmage. So that's the exact same GT counter screen that we just saw, now going from 2x2 to 3x1. Or if you get an 11 personnel set with the same motion, creating 3x into the boundary or running verticals and pushing the ball downfield. The name of the game for us and the big part of this is just trying to figure out how we can get the ball in our playmakers' hands. And so, a quick, easy way to do this and really kind of how we got to this point was just ask ourselves, what are concepts that we run out of 2x2? What are the concepts that we run out of 3x1? And then, basically just get up on the board and draw it up. And then you start asking yourself, all right, so whenever we're running this motion here and creating 2x2, what can I run out of my base install, all right, with 2x2 throw game or 2x2 RPO game? Again, the same exact way. If you're motioning from 2x2 to 3x1, what can I create over here with my 3 receiver throw game? Right? What type of RPOs do I like off of this? And then you can really, kind of get into the weeds a little bit of it, as long as, again, it stays within your system right. And so, the biggest emphasis throughout all this stuff is that you can't do everything. And, especially in the kind of the coaching culture that we're in now, where everything gets glorified on Twitter because a play looks cool or it looks great against a really good look, or the best players in the country are doing it. So it looks great. So we all want to do really cool stuff. But at the end of the day, you can't do everything. You got to find stuff that your guys are good at and stuff that you can coach and stuff that you can really develop in. All the things that I just showed right there, all the things that were on that tape, those all fall within the scope of our system. Those are all things that our guys are good at. Those are all things that our guys know and have repped, all right, for going on 2 years now. So that's been really, really important for us, is trying to find things that fit us, that we're good at, and then we can start expanding off of that. And that's been my biggest takeaway as a young play caller, and a guy who hasn't been doing it for very long, and for someone who's still figuring it out, someone who's still learning every day that I walk into the building, is that to start with, you got to find the identity of your offense before you do anything else. And once you find the identity of your offense, then you find your identity as a play caller. Right. And then once that happens, then you can build, then you can grow from within that. But before you find your identity, you're kind of spinning your wheels there. And so that's, and I'm as guilty as anybody else in trying to do too much too soon. And I think that's a big part of growing as a coordinator, growing as a play caller, and something I'm really, really excited to continue doing. So